Okay, here we are again, Dwayne's Astrophotography. Greetings. I am going to process with you from a remote location, purchase data, and it was purchased by the Dark Matters remote site. And this is in Chile, I believe, with a CDK 20-inch telescope. So let's get right into it here. We'll go into Deep Sky Stacker first of all here. And of course, in our process of astrophotography, we have to have subs that have been taken with a robotic mount, if you will, that follows the apparent movement of space as the Earth spins. And this telescope is set up to focus and to guide on a certain part of the sky. And then subs, we call them subframes, are taken. And the camera opens for a while and stays open and closes, and opens for a while and stays open and then closes. And we collect data. And we also have different filters that filter out different light. And so this particular image is an LRGB, and I believe it's an HA LRGB image. And so it will be a true color image. Let's open that up now. Let's look at Deep Sky Stacker right here. We're going to stack these because it'll be a very fast process. This program is widely used, and I use it all the time. We're going to open up our picture files. We're just going to follow the sequence here, and we're going to come into our file here and get started. These are the FIT files that were captured by the CDK 20 telescope in Chile. So let's open these up, and we're just going to go ahead and open all of them up. In fact, let me put myself down into the corner slightly here, so we can see this happen better. Now we have all of the files here. There, that's better. We see we have the R, G, and B, and HA. Now, first thing we're going to do, very important, is we're going to register all of these files. And probably they are registered. And of course, registry means that the different subs are exactly on top of one another, precisely. And we're going to make sure that that is going on here by registering these right here. Register. And let's see how many stars we have. We hit advanced. Compute the number of stars. Okay, that's good. We have over 200 stars. Some photos, subs have tens of thousands of stars. Just depends on where we're looking in space, really. And, there are other factors. But anything above 50 to 100 stars is usually a good sign. 214 is a little low, I believe, but we'll see what happens. We'll say, okay. All right, and we're going to register. Now, the computer will go ahead and do this. You can see it's using 20 processors. See it coming up right there. If you keep staring, you'll see 20 processors right there. And this means it's very fast. I'm using an Alienware i7 computer. All right. We have some fairly low scores here that I'm seeing, which is interesting. Usually these scores are up in the thousands. So we'll see if this works. I think we're going to be okay. I believe I'm doing it correctly. But let's just go ahead and see what happens here. Now, since these are FITS files, they're all registered. We hope they're masters. I think they are. And by that I mean that they're darks and dark flats and bias pictures already assembled within each of these wideband filter subs, FITS files. So let's go ahead and now let's stack these one at a time. Let's start with HA. And I always go HA LRGB so we can remember. So it's going to assign the number 1 to the first one. So we'll remember that HA is first. Very important. So we come up here now and we're going to stack these pictures now, one set at a time. And we'll go through here. And I have been using the stacking parameters here, standard mode and alignment here, automatic. Cosmetics, I usually leave that alone. And I've been doing entropy weighted average with high dynamic range. Seems to work really nicely. So let's do that. Let's see if we got alignment in here. Light, intermediate files, TIFF is good. Cosmetic, I think we're good with all of this being that way. We say okay. And we go in here to recommended settings. I think we're good. We just say okay here. And we're going to enable the 2x drizzle, which will make the file bigger, but it'll make it look better. So that's what we're going to do. Let's do okay. And we'll say okay. The stacking 1 of 1 should take just a matter of 10 seconds to do this. 20 processors used again, very fast. Okay, this is autosave, which is the HA. And this project is Centaurus A, which I didn't mention in the beginning. Very interesting, interesting object. So it looks like it's a pretty big file. You see it's saving it there. So this could be a challenge, but we do have a fast computer, and I think we'll be okay. We will certainly find out soon. Okay, let's go now into our next picture. The way we do that, Deep Sky Stacker is a little lame right here. We just go ahead and say open picture files up here, and it'll say open the frames, and we just close it, and then we get back to our process. All right, so now let's check this one off. We're already done with HA. Let's go to the next one, and we'll keep doing this. Now we're doing these one at a time. I can't check all these at once because I want them to be stacked differently and keep them separate. We want to keep all these channels separate. So we stack them one at a time. We've already registered them, so now we're going to stack them. We're going to keep all of the parameters just like the last one and go through the drill. All right, we're going to go now to open picture files, back again, and pump right through this drill. We're almost there. Stack check pictures. And again, what this is doing when it's stacking, normally we'd be stacking a lot of frames, but this is just simply altering. It's only stacking one. You can see it's only one file. If you see there at the top, one file, say stacking 1 of 1. So it's a bit unusual, but I find this does work very well to convert these TIFFs from the FITS file. See, these are FITS files, FIT files. We're going to convert it to a TIFF right there. And this works as well as anything. And I found it to be very successful. Okay, we're almost there. And I've got my order down. It's HA, blue, green, red, and luminance. Right there, HA, blue, green, red, and luminance. Starting off with autosave. And we go up to autosave 4. So 4, 3, 2, 1, and autosave. So now we're going to go ahead and close this down. And actually what I normally do is I normally just do this. Keep this open in case I have to use it again. All right, so now let's go into PixInsight, which is the premier program, in my opinion, for doing this kind of development. There are several others, and I do use Photoshop a lot, and we're going to be using Photoshop as well. as a layer-based processor, a layer-based software, development software. Okay, say okay here, and we're going to open up our files. Open. See if we can go to the files here. Should be right here. There they are. Autosave. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that is correct. We open those. And PixInsight responds nicely to opening these files. They are fairly large. That was quite a long time. We could see between files. Normally these will open up about 3 times that fast. So that will be an issue, but if the video gets long, I promise you I'll cut it so you don't have to watch them with this. Or maybe not. Okay, here we go. We are almost there. We're on 4. And I believe that's it. Yes. So let's go now to, let's just stretch one of these babies out and take a look at it. Again, this is just amazing data. Now in PixInsight, we can auto stretch. Doesn't really stretch the image, but it shows us our picture. And we go right up to this blank monitor icon, click on here, and come down to that one. It has like a radioactive symbol on it. So let's see what we got here. Oh, look at that. Very nice. It's maybe a little bit fuzzier than I'd like to see it, but we'll fix that. Let's stretch all these out just to see what they look like. It's sort of a wasted maneuver here, but I just want to take a look. I think we're good. Okay, so we're not even going to do that for the sake of the video. Let's put these in order. And we remember the order, as I said before, we're going to rename them. And that order, when I get my phone back out here again, is HA for the autosave. Very important to keep these in order, or we won't know how to combine them. HA. We'll iconize that right there. Iconize it down, which takes it down to the icon. Put it up here. That's what I usually do. I do my work and then I put the files up here. Do my work and put the files up here. Just my own method. You could do it some other way. All right, so now we go to autosave 1, which is our next one. And if you ever do that, click it twice, you have to come down here and do this to get it back again, like that. All right, so let's go to autosave 1, and that will be our B, or blue. So let's just call that blue identifier. BLU for ease of looking at it, caps. All right. Again, we take it up here. We got HA in blue. And then let's go to the third one, which is autosave 3. No, it's autosave 2. It's very confusing. This is no number, and then 1, and then 2. After blue is green, according to my notes from the stacker. So let's go to green. Again, this is a very important thing to keep track of. We don't want to mix our colors. We'll have something that looks very unusual. There's our green and blue. And then we're going to go for red next, which is going to be 3. And our luminance is finally 4. So we'll go now to identifier and go to red. Naming this in order. Okie doke. There it is. There's that okie doke again. I have never said okie doke in my life until I'm doing these videos. So I'm a real okie dokie yokel. Okel. Or whatever you want to call that. So I got to stop saying that. It's fucking embarrassing. Identifier. We now go to the last one. And that's loom. All right. We are now finished renaming. So we'll go in here and stack all these up here just to keep them in order. Very important to keep things going. We got HA, loom, red, green, and blue. Okay. Let's go ahead now and open these up. In fact, I'm going to open up the HA first. Let's stretch it out just as a preliminary stretch here. again. And we're going to take the stars out of these. They look like they're pretty good candidates for removing the stars. So that's what we're going to do. Process all processes. And we do our star exterminator. Russell Croman tool. I just leave the end screen stars and drop it on. Takes a while to initialize, and it'll finally get through this. And at the risk of making a lot of background noise, I think I'm going to maybe crank this fan up a little. Oh, we should be okay. That seems to be moving remarkably slowly. Probably, again, because the size of the file is very large. Three, two. Okay, we're at 90%. We're back again. And I've done all these here. And we're ready now to complete the final sub removal of stars, which is on the blue channel. We've done the HA loom red and green. And there we go. There's our stars, blue stars. Come right down here. And this is our blue rest of the picture. All right, we're done with this. Now what we'll do is come in here and we're going to play with the stars eventually, but let's do this first. Let's go up here and open all these up and look at them. Just amazing data. Okay. Let's start off with blue here. We're going to simply stretch these with auto stretch. So we're going to come in here with easy processing suite on script. Right there, easy processing suite, and do easy soft stretch. Let's see how well it behaves. Looks pretty good. I like it. Let's keep it right there. Let's run it. Slightly different. Actually looks a little nicer. A little more contrast. We'll put that back up here. That's our blue. Let's do the same drill to each one of these. Script, easy processing, soft stretch, and I'll go ahead and keep this in the video because it's very quick. Done. Next one. And I'll just let you listen to the music while I plow through this bit of processing. And finis with HA. Wonderful. It's a little darker. HA sort of subdued that just a little bit. And maybe not. Maybe it's this. Let's see. All right. We take it out. I think we may have it now. Let's see if we close these two. See, now the problem is we still don't have the same stretch. It's a different stretch. And I don't fully appreciate this stretch. It's better than it was. I'll put it that way. Let's go ahead and keep this one for the video. It has brought back some of the clarity here in the HA, but not entirely. Okay, here we go. Let's now go in here, and we've got our red, green, blue, and HA. We got our loom up here. We'll work on that here in a minute. We're going to now do a combination of these without the stars, and we're going to use the process, all processes, and LRGB combination. So let's go ahead and start off with blue here since it's at the top. We'll put it in B, and we'll just follow suit here. Green, of course, in G, red in R, and we're going to use the HA right here as the luminance. Very small amount of loom. Again, this is quite an experiment, but let's see what we can do. Still blowing it out too much for my taste here. We could go in and use some Photoshop techniques, but right now I'm going to go ahead and undo this, and we're going to say this is probably good enough. Let's make this 0.05%. Let's just see if we can get by with something like this. That's probably okay. It brightened it up a little bit, didn't take any of the flavor away. I think we're going to settle for that. So the HA now is going to be a combination of our loom. We've got some more wisps out here, which are nice. So that ought to be good enough, okay? Now we're ready to combine these, finally. I thought about doing a linear fit. Not sure if it's really needed. This loom is basically out of the picture for us now. We're going to use HA. I think linear fit would probably be a good thing, but for the video, let's just not do the linear fit. It does take a little while. Let's just see if we can get by and see what it looks like by just combining these. We go to LRGB combination, and we simply combine them. Let's put the HA in the L, the red in the R, green and G for green, and blue. It's very unusual because I already have these in place. I always do them again just to make sure. In fact, let's do this one again. I think we'll be okay doing it like that. And we hit the button. This will be our first color picture. We'll see how it comes out. We could end up with something very obtuse here. It's very possible. We'll soon see. Big drum roll. That's a big file. All right, well, it's a little bit washed out looking because tends to be very red here, but we can boost that later on here. I think we're going to go ahead and accept that, is to save this off. File, let's save it off here. We'll save as, and we're going to call it LRGB. And we'll do LRGB1, call it that. Okay. We'll save it. Save it as a 16-bit because it is stretched. Okay. File, open. It's LRGB1. Wonderful. Okay. Let's do some magic here. This is very sort of fuzzed out. You can see that. We're going to go right to the camera raw filter to fix that. All right, we're going to come down here to the dehaze. See what we can do with dehaze. Now, it's very slowly causing an issue here. Clarity, maybe a little bit too much, but I do like the contrast of the red. We don't want to lose any detail, though. It's very touchy. See what texture does. Texture is a beautiful thing in this, it looks like. Something like that, maybe. You want to see all this little sort of white lines and beautiful red indications there. Let's try that. Let's see what the blacks do here. We may be able to make this even more special. See, we don't want to start seeing weirdness like that. We want to keep the picture all the same. So we don't want to do something like that. It just doesn't look natural, but something about like that does look pretty good. So we want to maybe pump it down just a hair so we can get some goodness of the blackness of space. Maybe something like that. I kind of like that. And let's look at the whites. It looks like the whites are pretty dramatic. So maybe we could like reduce them slightly without going cuckoo here. I'm really kind of liking that right there. All right, let's go ahead and keep that. We'll say okay. And we'll see the change. Keep watching and you'll see the big change that we just made. And here it is. 3, 2, 1, and bingo. Purdue. All right, there's the Waza for you again. Okay, let's see if we can bring out some of this red. It's way darker than I'd like to see it, but I'm not sure if I can. Let's just go to adjustments here, go to selective color, go in the reds. Let's see what we can do with red. It's looking like we're really not going to do much with the red other than maybe something like that. We can really deepen it like that, which looks pretty cool. Maybe we don't want to go overboard, though. Overboard is never a good thing in astrophotography. We want to kind of relax the processing. But that's looking pretty darn good to me. Let's say okay. All right. Selective color does its magic. See if we can get Topaz to open. All right. Slowly but surely, I hope. There it is. Now, this is a wonderful program. I use it in Photoshop, and I do use Russell Croman's noise exterminator as well, but I'm within Photoshop now, and this is just a simple process. So it does take quite a bit of opening time. That would be my only gripe about it. Shows us a very close-up picture of this. Now I want you to take a look at this right here. And this is just, well, take a look right up there, right up there above me. And I want to show you, look at that noise just disappear. Do you believe that? It's just simply, and it's not doing anything at all to the nebula except making it better looking, right? Look at that.